Hello, and thank you for taking the time to review our second half 2022 highlights. My name's Lucy, and I'm a consultant certified in Employee Central. I'm located in the UK and I work for Veritas Prime, a global SAP SuccessFactors partner. We're one of the world's leading HR transformative consultancies, specialising in implementing and supporting SuccessFactors with clients across the globe. As part of our release coverage, I'll be highlighting some of the key release updates for Employee Central. For complete release analysis, you can connect with us on our website at veritasprime.com using the Contact Us link, or for current clients, reach out to your project manager or CSM. So let's begin by looking at our first highlight, enhancements to alerts for HR data issues. The Job Information Issues alert has been updated so that the system now checks for more potential issues with associations, field criteria, pick list entries, and mandatory field changes. These additional checks help to improve the quality of data and reduce administration costs, as fewer data inconsistencies will help to solve potential issues before they can become bigger and more difficult to fix. So I'll just show you quickly how this now looks in the system. So I've come to our demo instance and gone to admin alerts from the admin center. So if you come here and select the HR data issues, job information issues, admin alert type, you can now see some of the additional potential issues that the system will check for. These include checking that mandatory fields are not left empty, that picklist fields and foundation and generic object fields contain valid values, that cascading picklist fields have a valid combination of parent and child values, and that the values of associated objects are actually associated. One thing that's important to note with this update is that the job frequency for HR data job information issues alert types can't be changed, and the default is now none, which means that administrators do have to actively select rerun to see the latest alerts. So to do that, you would just come to here, select rerun in the top right, and then refresh to display these alerts. So our next update is the deletion of email and phone information from the people profile header for inactive users. So after a DRTM person information purge, the people profile header will now not display the email and phone info of inactive users, as the HRIS sync now ensures that all the information, including email and phone, is not available on the header after an inactive person's data is purged. This will increase data security because now the people profile header conforms to the expected behavior after the purge. In the previous version, the email and phone number was still displayed on the header even for inactive users. And now you can see in this example, the header no longer contains this information. So this is a very useful update. Next, centralized services now support creating, editing, and deleting changes of non-recurring pay component information on the UI. This change has come from a customer community idea and includes a few enhancements. So using the UI to save non-recurring pay component information on centralized services comes with the benefit of an enhanced and detailed warning message. With this new data validation check, you're warned if you select a deduction pay component, as this should be used for a bonus. The Add Spot Bonus button has also been removed from the Award Spot Bonus or Take Action menu, meaning that you can only create one record at a time now and therefore trigger only one workflow to add a spot bonus or a one-time payment. In the previous version, it was possible to add multiple one-time payments at the same time with the Add Spot Bonus button, even though only the first record would be saved. So this update ensures consistency in system behavior and better validations. Just to note here, for the preview release, this feature is activated by default in the system, and as an administrator, you can choose to opt out. There is enough time to test this between preview and production releases, and you can decide how you want to move ahead at the time of the production release, whether you'd like to leave this feature active or opt out. So just a quick demonstration of what this update looks like in the system. So if we come to the Take Action menu and select one-time payments, firstly, you'll notice that the Add Spot Bonus button has been removed from here. Secondly, if we try to add a deduction pay type and try to save this, the system will pop up with a message to tell us that we have selected a deduction pay component, and we can choose to either correct this or proceed and save the record. So our next highlight is the updated configuration settings for the new timesheet UI. So the new timesheet UI is now opt-out rather than opt-in. The configuration type has been changed to encourage adoption and testing of the new timesheet UI before the old UI is deprecated. It's important to note with this update that if you have processes that rely on the old timesheet UI, you will need to opt out of the new UI. The new UI, however, does come with enhanced features, and I'll just quickly jump into the system to show you some of those. So we'll just take a quick look at the new UI. One of the key features is when you come here and select calendar, there's a 2-month calendar overview that displays the status of previous timesheets, so any timesheets that may be requiring attention, and employees can keep track of all of their holidays, their working days, non-working days, etc. The new UI is also responsive to screen size, meaning that it always displays the correct amount of information for the user's specific screen. It can be used on both desktop and mobile browsers, and it fully supports accessibility standards. So these are some further enhancements to the timesheet UI. These next enhancements have both come from customer community ideas, and they mean that you can now configure field criteria and conditional fields for the timesheet UI. So it's now possible to configure field criteria in order to limit the number of possible selection options. So if your organization had a large number of cost centers, for example, you could set up criteria that would filter cost centers based on their legal entity to have only relevant options displayed and selectable, as shown in this example. You can also use conditional fields to control the conditions of when fields are displayed. So, for example, if you wanted employees to add a comment only when they were recording a hardship allowance, you could set up a conditional comment field that only appears if employees select the hardship allowance type. These criteria and conditional fields allow for increased consistency and help to avoid errors in data input, and overall they contribute to a better user experience when using the timesheet UI. The next highlight is an early adoption feature, and this is the effective dated time profile. So this feature allows users to make effective dated changes to the time profile object, such as adding or removing time types on a certain date, without having to create a new time profile and add an effective dated entry into the employee's job information. Instead, you can make the change in the time profile object for all users assigned to that time profile. Effective dating ensures that there's no time gap between the records and enables you to track historical data accurately. This enhancement also has come from a customer community idea, and it's really useful as it removes the need to make an effective dated change in the job information for every single user affected. This next update is also an early adoption feature, and this is a new cross-system workflow feature that provides end-to-end workflows between users across cloud and on-premise solutions. So this is a really key feature for those with hybrid landscapes spanning on-premise and cloud applications, as it reduces the need for users to monitor multiple work lists in different applications. This feature will allow for combining HR business processes running across non-HR solutions, including third-party applications. So this will streamline HR standard processes such as new hire or change of working time processes, which start in Employee Central and include follow-up steps in other applications such as an SAP payroll system. This feature enables end-to-end transparency of all process steps and provides a much more seamless experience for HR professionals. So this is a really useful and user-oriented enhancement. Thank you for taking the time to watch this overview of the highlights for the Employee Central second half 2022 release. Please feel free to connect with us for more information and for complete release analysis.